Rents are high, home prices are high, interest rates feel like a bad joke. So what do? You wait, hoping for the market to cool off. But here's the thing, that wait might be costing you a lot more than you think. Let's look into the real risks of waiting to buy in today's Canadian housing market. Who's waiting and why? A recent survey reveals that 54% of Canadian renters plan to buy a home, and one third aim to do it in the next 2 years. Right now, 40% are waiting for a price drop, and 29% are waiting for the interest rates to fall. I'm going to tell you why waiting can actually backfire. Here's the cold truth: Canadian home prices have historically increased by about 5% per year. That's not hype, that's actual 75 years of data. Even during market slowdowns, dips are often very temporary. Those who wait may end up paying more and not less. And here are the reasons that people sometimes shouldn't wait. The rising house prices. History suggests that Canadian home values generally increase over time, often outpacing the inflation. Even if prices dip temporarily, they tend to rebound, and waiting could mean missing out on the current price point and facing higher prices later, especially here in the Ottawa area. Another item is the interest rates uncertainty. While interest rates are a key factor in affordability, waiting for the perfect rate could be a gamble, as rates can fluctuate over time. The other thing you want to think of is missed opportunities. A slower market might offer better deals and more inventory to choose from, but waiting too long could mean those opportunities disappear as the market picks up. The other item you want to consider is the long-term cost. Even if you secure a lower interest rate in the future, the initial purchase price could be significantly higher. And what this does is that is impacting your overall cost of home ownership over the long term. For example, if a $600,000 home appreciates just 5% year over year, that's $30,000. That's more than most renters can save up in a 12-month period. And then when we're talking about the average price of homes sold in June of 2025 in Ottawa, the average price was over $723,000, and that was a 5.2% increase from June of 2024. So if we take this example, 5% of that amount is over $36,000. This would mean you would have to save over $3,000 a month to be able to get back to that purchase price that you were thinking of. Let's talk about the true cost of renting. Renting might feel a little bit safer right now, but let's look at the actual cost. Nationally, rents are up 12.6% over the 3-year average. Most renters now spend over 30% of their income on rent. So let's do a real life example. A young professional in Ottawa paying $2,400 a month might spend close to $30,000 a year just on rent. Money that builds absolutely zero equity. You are paying a mortgage, just not yours. Now let's talk about how renters are coping. So what happens? People are making serious sacrifices right now. They're cutting back on food, essentials. They're also delaying travel and major purchases. Sometimes they'll even take side gigs, part-time jobs, just to cover the cost. The other day I was talking to a couple and they thought renting would be a temporary solution, but now it's been 5 years. Their rent is up again and they are no closer to owning a property and building up equity for themselves. Let's talk about the emotional toll of waiting to buy a house. This isn't just financial, it's also emotional. Uncertainty creates stress. You wait for prices to fall, interest rates to shift, or the perfect time. But in the meantime, life doesn't pause. It continues, prices keep going up, and we never know where the interest rate is going to end up. So A lot of times people think, should I have bought last year? What if I get priced out forever? What if I make the wrong move? These thoughts are real and they affect mental health, decision fatigue, and also your future planning. You want to be able to plan ahead, even though it might feel like it's too expensive right now. If the numbers work, this is possibly a good time to buy instead of paying somebody else's mortgage. What could actually happen with prices and rates? Let's look ahead. Are prices actually going to crash? Home prices are stabilizing, but unlikely to fall significantly. Inventory remains low in many urban markets, and even if rates drop, buyer demand could surge, pushing the prices up again. Waiting for the perfect storm, low prices, low rates, is like waiting to win the lottery. Chances are we're not going to win the lottery. Instead of waiting, here's a few things that you can do. Tip number one is build a down payment right now. Start saving automatically. Even small amounts matter. Every time you get a paycheck, put some money aside in a separate account. You don't see it. It doesn't exist. It's just sitting there waiting for when you're ready to buy. Tip number two is get pre-approved, even though you might not be buying right away. Know what you can afford today, even if you have to wait 6 months, 12 months, or even a little bit longer. At least you know where you stand financially, how much money you need to save up. This will make your life a lot easier, and it gives you a goal to work towards in order to buy your next home. The tip number three is explore alternatives. Sometimes we can potentially be looking at shared ownership. I've talked about this in a previous video. Co-buying with family is another option. Rent to own programs. Just be careful on these ones. Make sure you read that fine print. And then look into similar markets or maybe potentially condos. It might not be what you're looking for right now, but at least it's a step into home ownership to get you moving to the house you really want. Here are some considerations for the buyers. Your personal financial situation. Assess your own financial readiness, including your ability to afford a down payment, mortgage payments, and ongoing home ownership costs. This is very important because when you buy that house, you will have those mortgage payments, those utility bills, those property taxes. Make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into and prepare today, even if you're not buying for the next little while. Also find out about the local market conditions. Research the specific trends in your desired area, including price appreciation, inventory levels, and also buyer competition. How quickly do these properties fly off the shelf when they hit the MLS? The next thing is that you want to have expert advice. Consult with a real estate professional, a mortgage broker to get personalized advice and guidance. There is a ton of information out there online, but sitting down with a real estate agent or a mortgage broker, this will help you and guide you in the right direction because there's way too much information out there. And here's another one. You might have heard this before. Marry the house, date the rate. As suggested by a lot of realtors, focusing on securing a property you love, even with a slightly higher initial interest rate, might be a better strategy than waiting for the perfect rate and potentially missing out on the opportunity to buy that dream home. Here is the big takeaway. Stop trying to time the market. Start preparing for it. A few things you want to think of is start saving, get proper advice, watch the trends, and know your numbers. Over the years, many of my clients have asked me this simple question. When is the right time to buy? My answer has always been and always will be the best time to buy is when you are ready. Don't wait for the media to tell you this is a good time to buy, interest rates are low enough, prices are low enough. The best time to buy is when you are ready. If you're saving, you're getting proper advice, you're watching the trends, you know your numbers, these numbers work for you, this is the best time to buy. Nobody knows what your circumstances are, your financial situation. If the numbers work for you, why not go ahead and do it? Instead of paying rent, paying somebody else's mortgage, pay your mortgage. You're building equity for yourself and your future. Are you currently renting and thinking about buying a house, not sure what to do? Drop a comment below. What is stopping you? What is the hurdle? Why are you not moving forward? Let's start that conversation. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you found it helpful, feel free to share it, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to drop a comment below. Don't forget also to subscribe to my channel for more straight talk on real estate. We will see you in the next video, but in the meantime, if you have any questions about real estate, buying, selling, make sure to give me a quick call, or you can always email me at jeanricher@jeanricher.com. Merci beaucoup et bonne journée.